Hi boys and girls, so today we're studying Concepts of Area, Unit 10, Lesson 2, but before we get into that, I wanted to start with a problem of the day. So we're going to go back to fractions. So I want you to model 5/4 on a number line and using shapes. So you're going to draw it on the number line, place it where it should be, and then I want you to either use a square, a rectangle, or a circle to draw it in the form of shapes. So if you want to pause the video here, and then we can go ahead and do it together once you're done. Okay. So you should have finished this already. So for 5/4, we want to remember that anything where the numerator is greater than the denominator means that it is larger than a whole. That's why I started you out with two whole numbers, 0, 1, and 2. Our denominator tells us what each whole should be partitioned into. So from 0 to 1, we know that's at fourths. 1, 2, 3, 4, 4 equal parts. And from 1 to 2, we know that that whole is also in fourths. 1, 2, 3, 4 equal parts. We're going to start at 1/4, 2/4, 3/4. We know that one whole is 4/4 because we're at the whole of what our denominator has told us. And if we keep going, we'd get to 5/4, 6/4, 7/4, and then 2 wholes is 8/4 because 4 plus 4 is 2. Whereas 5/4 on our number line, it's right here. So you can see that that is one whole with 1/4 left over, okay? If you were using shapes, let's say I wanted to use a circle, I was talking about pies, I would separate or partition my circle into fourths. 1, 2, 3, 4. I know that 4/4 is one whole. Well, I need to get to 5/4, so I need another part. Make sure that you put your next shape into fourths as well. And I'm going to color in one more because that's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 parts. That's what our numerator tells us, out of 4 in each whole. Okay? So moving on, today our objective is the same as it was yesterday. Today we'll represent the area of plane shapes using square units. So we know that the area is the measurement of the surface of a closed plane shape. Okay, so it's anything that you want to know the entire surface area of, what that whole area is. Okay, and then the square unit is a square whose sides all measure 1 unit. And yesterday we worked with inch square units, and we also worked with half-inch square units, okay? And if you look at the example down here, it says that this rectangle has an area of 12 units. Well, if I zoom in, it shows me that it wants me to find the area of this rectangle here. So I'm going to count up each square unit because my area is the entire surface of that plane shape. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12. So I have 12 square units, and you should kind of be getting into the idea and seeing that it is the same as an array. I have a 4 by 3 array. Okay, I have 3 rows of 4, and 3 times 4 is 12. We'll go over that a little bit later too, because there's an actual formula that we'll use, but we'll talk about that next week, okay? So moving on, I'm gonna zoom out. Directions, find the area. How many square units are in this shape? So it wants to know, not this entire shape, it wants to know where it's bolded, this shape right here. So I wanted to relate this to real life, and I was thinking, okay, this is my backyard. This entire piece of land right here is my backyard. And there's one area in my yard where I want to plant a garden, and that happens to be this specific area right here. And I need to know how much dirt to cover the entire area, that entire surface of exactly which space that I would like for my garden to grow, okay? And so I would look here, and I know that I can count up the square units in my entire area. So I have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. 9, and I'm just going to write square units because it doesn't specify if I'm working with inches or quarter inches or half inches or centimeters, so I'm just going to write square units, okay? Number 2, I already see a problem. It says find the area of the shape by drawing in the square units. Okay, well here's my shape right here, but I decided that this was going to be my classroom rug, and I must have not done a very good job measuring because I got home and I only had this information. And I need to know how much space this rug's actually going to take up so that when I go back into my classroom I can know where exactly I need to put my desks and my chairs and my tables so that I have enough room. Okay, so how can I do this? Well, it looks like we know that we can use an array to figure out the area. So I have 1, 2, 3, 4. Okay, 1, 2, 3, 4. It's a 4 by 4 array. So I know that I have 4 rows of 4. So I can go ahead and draw that in. You can probably do that a little bit nicer. Let's see. Okay, so now I have 4 rows of 4. 4 rows of 4. That's the space that my rug's going to take up. So let's find the area of my rug. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16. 16 what? You should say it to yourself or out loud. Yes, square units. And if you look at this, you know that our array is 4 by 4, 4 rows of 4, which is equal to 16. So my rug, if I went back to my classroom, would take up 16 square units. So if I went and I measured that out in the classroom, then I would know, okay, I can put my desks in this area, I can put my desks in this area, but this entire portion of my room is going to be taken up by my rug. So this is a pretty short lesson. You have your structure guided practice and the final check for understanding. It's the same exact thing that we just went through. How many square units are in this shape, and then find the area by drawing in the square units that are missing. If you would like to challenge yourself, you can do what I did and make this relatable to real life. What is it that you're looking for? What is the area of this that you need set aside? Okay, so that if you're gonna build something, you would know how much space or area, surface area would take up. All right, have a great Thursday and keep up the wonderful work.